Hello, you're watching Hornbill TV's Morning Pulse Bulletin. I'm Naomi Kigon, and here are the news for this hour. Sikkim Chief Minister Prem Singh Tamang has been ranked the best performing Chief Minister among all small states. The survey, which covered states with fewer than 10 Lok Sabha seats, found that 53.9% of respondents in Sikkim expressed satisfaction with Tamang's governance. Although this is a dip from 62% in February 2025, Tamang remains well ahead of his counterparts. Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Bima Khandu secured the second spot with 41.6% approval, while Tripura Chief Minister Dr. Manik Saha followed at 40.4%. In Meghalaya, Conrad Sangma registered 38.6% approval and Mizoram's Laltuhoma stood close at 38.4%. The survey noted that respondents were asked to evaluate their own chief minister's performance, with 300 respondents sampled in each state. This year's finding indicates a mixed trend across the smaller states. Most leaders have shown only marginal gains, while Tamang continues to dominate despite a decline since February. Union Home Minister Amit Shah on Friday sounded the poll bugle for the 2026 Assembly elections, addressing a mega Panchayat Pratinidhi Sanmilan of the NDA at Veterinary College Field, Khanapara in Guwahati. In a sharp attack on the Congress, Shah said that Assam cannot be led by leaders who settle infiltrators and repeatedly visit Pakistan. He further stated that the BJP, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, has transformed the state through development and increased employment opportunities. He claimed that the BJP has removed encroachments by infiltrators from Satras associated with Mahapurush Srimanda Sangardeva and Mahapurush Mahadev, thereby restoring the sanctity of the Satras.
और एक बात मैं जरूर याद करना चाहूंगा, क्योंकि मैं उन लोगों में से हूं जिनकी दृढ़ मान्यता है इस देश में एक भी घुसपैठिया कहीं पर नहीं रहना चाहिए। और असम में सबसे पहले घुसपैठ के विरुद्ध उन्होंने मतदाता सूची के शुद्धिकरण से जागरूकता फैलाई। मतदाता सूचियों का सघन जांच उनके मुख्यमंत्री काल में हुआ। 126 में से 70 विधानसभाओं के मतदाता सूचियों की जांच हुई, और उस जमाने में इतने संसाधन और इलेक्ट्रोल रोल कंप्यूटराइज न होने के बावजूद 36,780 अवैध घुसपैठियों को मतदाता सूची से बाहर निकालने का काम गुलाब बरबोरा ने। और अगर कोई असम आंदोलन की नींव ढूंढेगा तो यही मतदाता सूची शुद्धिकरण से निकलेगी। आज भी इलेक्शन कमीशन मतदाता सूची का शुद्धिकरण कर रहा है, एसआईआर कर रहा है। कुछ पार्टियां इसके विरुद्ध घुसपैठिया बचाओ यात्रा लेकर निकली। मैं असम के युवाओं को आज पूछना चाहता हूं, किसी भी देश की मतदाता सूची देश के लोकतंत्र का हृदय होती है। मतदाता सूची में विदेशी नागरिकों को स्थान मिलना चाहिए। इतने सारे प्रबुद्ध जन बैठे हैं, मुझे कहे कि मतदाता सूची में विदेशी नागरिकों को स्थान मिलना चाहिए क्या? वो अभियान 78 में बरबोरा जी ने उठाया था, और राजनैतिक अधपतन समाज जीवन में इतना हुआ है कि अपनी वोट बैंक को मजबूत करने के लिए, येन केन प्रकार सत्ता प्राप्ति के लिए मतदाता सूची में से घुसपैठियों को निकालने का विरोध हो रहा है। आज शायद गुलाब बरबोरा जी होते तो कितने भी विरोध होते, इसके खिलाफ रोड पर उतरकर इसका विरोध जरूर करते।
Sikkim Chief Minister Prem Singh Tamang, who is touring Odisha, called on Governor Haribabu Kampapati at Raj Bhavan in Bhubaneswar on Thursday. Tamang said in a social media post that the occasion provided an opportunity to reflect on the shared values of unity and progress while strengthening the bond of goodwill between the states. The CM also paid a courtesy visit to Odisha CM Mohan Charan Maji at a state guest house. Later, the Sikkim CM visited Jagannath Temple in Puri.
बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण दिन रहा क्योंकि मैं आज बहुत साल के बाद मैं जगन्नाथपुरी माँ का दर्शन कर पाए और मैं सिक्किम के लिए और सिक्किम में पूरा जनता के लिए मैं आशीर्वाद मांग लिया माँ से। हाँ, उड़ीसा के लिए सब पूरा देश के लिए मैं और मैं यहाँ का प्रशासन का सबको मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ। यहाँ का जो भी ट्रस्ट है उनको भी मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ। थैंक यू।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday said that India has maintained a principled and humanitarian stance on the Russia-Ukraine conflict, a position that is equally appreciated by both Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. He made the remarks during an interview with Japanese news outlet the Yomiuri Shimbun during his visit to the country. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba and visiting Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday held talks in Tokyo and issued a joint statement focusing on strengthening security cooperation and economic ties between the two countries. PM Modi said in the joint press conference after bilateral talks, the two countries have set a goal of investment of 10 trillion yen from Japan in India in the next 10 years. Special emphasis will be laid on connecting India's and Japan's small and medium enterprises and startups, the sectors of AI, semiconductors, environment and medicine, said the Prime Minister. Modi also invited Japan PM for the next India-Japan annual summit to be held in India.
हमने अगले 10 वर्षों में जापान से भारत में 10 ट्रिलियन येन निवेश का लक्ष्य निर्धारित किया है। भारत और जापान के स्मॉल एंड मीडियम एंटरप्राइजेस और स्टार्टअप्स को जोड़ने पर विशेष बल दिया जाएगा। इंडिया एंड जापान पार्टनरशिप इज रूटेड in mutual trust, reflects our national priorities and is shaped by our shared values and beliefs. Together, we carry a common dream of peace, progress and prosperity of our peoples and for the world. एक्सेलेंसी, आपकी मित्रता के लिए मैं पुनः हार्दिक आभार व्यक्त करता हूं और अगली एनुअल समिट के लिए आपको भारत यात्रा का सादर आमंत्रण देता हूं। अरिगातो गोजाइमासु। धन्यवाद।
As Prime Minister Narendra Modi visits Japan for 2 days, a joint declaration was made by the two countries on security partnership. India Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri said on Friday that a joint statement titled A Partnership for Security and Prosperity for Our Next Generation has been issued today. Both leaders reaffirmed their commitment to a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific that is peaceful, prosperous and resilient. Prime Minister reaffirmed that Japan stands with India on the issue of cross-border terrorism. On the joint declaration on security cooperation, he said this is an enabling framework for India and Japan to better respond to contemporary security challenges.
We have also issued a joint statement titled A Partnership for Security and Prosperity for our Next Generation, and you can find this on the website of the Ministry of External Affairs. Both leaders reaffirmed their commitment to a free and open and inclusive Indo-Pacific that is peaceful, prosperous and resilient. Prime Minister Ishiba reaffirmed that Japan stands with India on the issue of cross-border terrorism. The other document that I would invite your attention to is the joint declaration on security cooperation. This is an enabling framework for India and Japan to better respond to contemporary security challenges. As you're aware, security cooperation between our two countries has been growing steadily over the last few years. The joint declaration now puts a framework around this cooperation. An important feature of this particular document is the broad concept of security that it embodies, which includes cooperation on cybersecurity, counterterrorism, defense industry, research and development, and closer cooperation on security issues in multilateral groupings. One of the new features of the security engagement between the two countries will be an institutionalized dialogue for the first time between the national security advisors of the two countries, as well as greater engagement between the joint staffs of the two.
In Agartala, Tripura Chief Minister Professor Dr. Manik Saha said he is contemplating the use of water from the Titas River for supplying drinking water to all 51 wards under the Agartala Municipal Corporation. Dr. Saha made a statement after inaugurating the Vivekananda Township project at Kaman Chomuhani. He mentioned that several obstacles had arisen during the construction of the 48 flats. The Chief Minister underlined that his government is transparent and committed to people's welfare. He said the newly constructed flats have been designed for lower income, middle income and higher income groups and expressed satisfaction at handing over the keys to the beneficiaries. Dr. Saha also thanked TUDA for constructing the flats in the heart of Agartala and added that the buildings are earthquake resistant. Highlighting development works, Dr. Saha stated that from January to August, foundation stones and inauguration projects worth Rs 800 crore had been completed. He explained that DUDA was formed to construct modern buildings for comfortable living and said permission had been granted for high-rise structures by following safety rules. He informed that DUDA's primary aim is to provide modern flats for economically weaker and middle-class families. Another project of 116 flats worth Rs 96 crore is underway near the Bhagat Singh Youth Hostel and is expected to be completed by March next year. The Chief Minister said he has requested the centre to remove the cap on loan amounts for externally aided projects, pointing out that many states do not have such a restriction and that Tripura faces difficulties because of it. Dr. Saha also informed that GIS master plans for 20 urban areas are being prepared. The master plan for Agartala city is already about 70% complete. He added that development projects worth around Rs 530 crore have been initiated in the first phase of the Mukhya Mantri Nagar Unayanan Prakalp with assistance from the Asian Development Bank. On the issue of drinking water, Dr. Saha explained that the Howrah River, Kalapania and Katakal Canal mix with the Titas River in Bangladesh. He said he has proposed using Titas River water for Agartala, ensuring an iron-free supply to all 51 wards. He said proposals have been given and if approved, the matter would be raised with the centre.
যদি আপনার লেডিস ফিঙ্গার থাকে সার্জারি করলে তার রেজাল্ট পাওয়া যায় তো আমরা ওই ধরনের মানুষ তো আমি বললাম যে এই যে আপনার তিতাস নদীর যে জলটা সেটা যদি আগরতলার যে আমাদের 51টা যে ওয়ার্ড আছে তার জন্য এই জল আপনারা সাপ্লাই করতে পারবেন কিনা জাস্ট আমি ওনাদেরকে একটা অফার দিলাম যদি আপনারা রাজি থাকেন বলে এইভাবে তো কেউ কোনোদিন ভাবেনি তো আমরা তো একবার ভেবেছিলাম গোমতীর থেকে এখানে জল আনবো কিন্তু এখানে একদম কাছে আমি জানি না এখানে তিতাস নদীর এই পারে আপনারা খুব ভেরি নিয়ার বাই মানে নরসিংগড়ে গেলে আপনি হেঁটে হেঁটে নৌকা ঘাট পাবেন আপনি সেখানে ওনারা বলছেন এটা ছোট ঘাট ছোট জায়গা আরো বড় নদী সেখান থেকেও যদি আপনারা প্রপোজাল আমি দিলাম আপনি কথা বলুন এবং যদি হয় তাহলে আমরা দিল্লিতে কথা বলবো কারণ এইভাবে করলে আমাদের আগরতলা শহরে এই জলের জন্য যে আয়রন মিশ্রিত জল যে মাটির নিচ থেকে জল আনা সেটা কিন্তু আমরা বেঁচে যাব তো আইডিয়া আছে মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রীজি বারবার বলছেন যে একজন প্রতিটা মানুষ উই হ্যাভ টু ড্রিম আর স্বপ্ন না দেখলে কোনো দিন কিছু হবে না তো এটা আমাদের স্বপ্ন চেষ্টা করছি যদি হয় তো আমরাও বেঁচে যাব যে জলটা আনবো হয়তোবা তারও আমরা যেমন ওনাদেরকে জন্য আমরা করছি আমরাও যখন জলটা আসবে তার জন্য তার পরিশ্রিত করে সেইভাবে সুয়েজ ট্রিটমেন্ট করে বারবার 3 বার যদি এরকম করা যায় তো আগরতলা শহর জলের জন্য অন্ততপক্ষে এটা একটা ইতিহাস হয়ে থাকবে এখন বলছি দেখা যাক কি হয় আগামী দিন। আমরা এইভাবে চেষ্টা করছি। আমাদের সরকার সবসময় চিন্তা করে ঘুম থেকে উঠেই আজকে যে নিউ ডে, প্রতিদিন আমরা ঘুম থেকে উঠে সবসময় ভগবানকে আমরা প্রণাম করে আমরা বলি টুডে ইজ এ নিউ ডে।
Marking National Sports Day in Tripura, Lok Sabha MB and former Chief Minister Biplab Kumar Deb said that India has entered a new era of transparency in the field of sports under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Speaking at the inauguration of a program at ONGC Kendriya Vidyalaya, Deb recalled that earlier talented athletes were deprived of recognition and opportunities in favor of a select few. He remarked that there was once a tendency to confer awards and honours on one family, adding that though the British had left, their followers still remained seen as a veiled reference to the Gandhi family. Deb stressed that Prime Minister Narendra Modi, coming from a humble background, has always prioritized common people. He said the introduction of reforms in sports policies has ensured equal rights and fair opportunities for genuine talent. With the amended sports bill, the sector now falls under RTI and anti-doping regulations have been strengthened, so athletes competing internationally no longer need to return for additional tests. Highlighting achievements, Deb pointed out that during Modi's tenure, 323 schemes in the sports sector have been implemented. The budgetary allocation, which stood at Rs 1,643 crore in 2014-15 under the UPA government, has risen to Rs 3,794 crore in 2025-26, almost 3 times higher. He said this reflects the government's sincere commitment to developing sports, leading to India winning more medals and generating awareness of international sports even at the grassroots level, allowing village talent to participate. Deb expressed gratitude to the Prime Minister for India's initiative to host the 2030 Olympic Games, calling it a milestone that would enhance the nation's prestige and open new opportunities. He also urged people to dedicate at least 1 hour daily to physical exercise. The event was attended by West Tripura District Magistrate Vishal Kumar, MLA Meena Sarkar, ONGC Asset Manager, star gymnast Diba Karmakar, Dronacharya awardee Bishweshwar Nandi and young chess talent Arshia Das.
जो एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर है, जैसे मैं मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट हूं, चुना हुआ व्यक्ति हूं, विशाल कुमार जी यहाँ IAS ऑफिसर है, DM है, मीना जी यहाँ MLA है, चुना हुआ व्यक्ति है। चुना हुआ व्यक्ति का काम क्या है? एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन चलाना, लॉ बनाना और इंप्लीमेंट करने के काम आईन व्यवस्था में जो है पुलिस और जुडिशियल सिस्टम, सिविल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, इनका काम। अब नेशनल स्पोर्ट पे तो मनाते हैं, किंतु इसको ट्रांसपेरेंट कभी किया? स्पोर्ट्स एक्टिविटी तो बहुत पहले से भारत में चलता है। 1947 में भारत स्वाधीन हो चुका है, फ्रीडम मिल गया था। स्पोर्ट्स के अलग अलग कानून भी बना है। क्या स्पोर्ट्स के एक्टिविटी ट्रांसपेरेंट थे? 1947 में देश स्वाधीन हुई है। आज 2025 में जाके नरेंद्र भाई मोदी सरकार ने स्पोर्ट्स के लिए ट्रांसपेरेंट लॉ लाया है, बिल लाया है। इतने दिन नहीं थे। अच्छे अच्छे स्टूडेंट रह जाता, अच्छे अच्छे स्पोर्ट्स पर्सनालिटी रह जाता है, पर से दूसरा चला जाता है कि वो बड़े लोगों का बच्चा है, उनका पहुंच है। किंतु अभी मैं माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को धन्यवाद दूंगा और मेरे मित्रों जो स्पोर्ट्स मिनिस्टर मनसुख भाई मांडविया को, जो उन्होंने इस बार विरोधी पार्टी ने पार्लियामेंट को चलने नहीं देने का बेड़ा उठा के बैठे हुए थे, उसके बाद भी वो बिल पास कराया जिसमें स्पोर्ट्स बिल में लाया गया, आरटीआई के अंदर स्पोर्ट्स को लाया गया है। और आरटीआई के अंदर लाया गया मतलब अब अपने मन से सिलेक्ट करके किसी को बात दे दे, किसी को ले लिया नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि आरटीआई के माध्यम से आपके पैरामीटर सार्वजनिक रूप से आ जाएगा, कितना खर्चा किया, किसको लिया, क्यों लिया, किस कारण से लिया, आप अभी अकाउंटेबिलिटी आपका फिक्स हो चुका है। ये काम 2025 में मोदी को करना पड़ा, इसके पहले नहीं किया। आज यहाँ छोटे छोटे बच्चे, बहुत लोग मेरे भाषा को समझ में नहीं आएगा, इंटरेस्ट नहीं है उनको, तो टॉफी समझ में आएगा, चॉकलेट समझ में आएगा, कोई मूवी का बात बोलूंगा, टॉम एंड जेरी बोलूंगा तो मेरे साथ।
Officials said that a major fire broke out on the third floor of a building in Indore, during which one fire official was injured while trying to douse the flames. This stated that 4 fire tenders rushed to the spot on MG Road late Friday night after receiving information about the blaze. ASI Fire Brigade Sushil Kumar Dubey mentioned that a fire was reported between the 3rd and 4th floors and that 4 vehicles were engaged in controlling it. He added that one personnel sustained a head injury while attempting to extinguish the fire and had been taken to the hospital. Further details, he said, were awaited.
टेजर आइलैंड के सामने फायर की सूचना हमको मिली थी। हम लोग आए वहाँ पे स्पॉट पे आने के बाद में हमने देखा कि वो 3rd 4th फ्लोर के ऊपर कहीं आग हमको दिखी उसको। तो हम लोगों ने हमारे यहाँ से गाड़ियाँ लगाई, 2 गाड़ियाँ आई थी पहले, उसके बाद 2 गाड़ी और मंगाई से 4 गाड़ियाँ हमारी लगी हुई, फायर की लगी हुई चारों तरफ से, उसको बुझाने में लगी हुई हैं। उसमें क्या हुआ कि हमारे कर्मचारी ऊपर और नीचे दौड़ लगा रहे थे, जैसे 3rd या 4th पे, तो उसमें से एक नोजल सड़क के गिरी, एक जवान का सर फट गया, जिसको काफ़ी चोट आई है। वो कम से कम 4 से 5 टाँके आए हैं और केरल हॉस्पिटल में लेकर के आए अभी इस अस्पताल में। अभी
सर ये किसकी बिल्डिंग थी?
ये आनंद बाजार। अब किसकी है अभी तो कहना मुश्किल है, क्योंकि मैं खुद वहाँ से अभी अस्पताल आया हूँ, तो कहना मुश्किल है क्या है क्या नहीं।
अपने जो जवान घायल उसका नाम क्या है?
जवान है महेंद्र सिंह राजपूत, उसको जो है सर में चोट लगी है, 4 से 5 टाँके लगने की संभावना व्यक्त की है डॉक्टर ने। तो टाँके लगवा कर मैं इसको छोड़ दूंगा, उसके बाद फिर मैं स्पॉट पहुंचता हूँ, बताऊंगा आपको क्या होगा इसमें क्या नहीं। आग बुझाने के दौरान ही हुआ है। आग बुझाने के लिए सेकंड पे था, नीचे खड़े हुए, ऊपर से नोजल सड़क के आई और सीधे इसके सर पे गिरी। और वो तो इत्तेफाक थी कि पूरी नहीं गिरी, पूरी गिरी तो खत्म हो जाता है वहाँ पे, उसको हल्का टच होकर के निकल गई, तो वो क्या उसको क्रेक आ गया। मेरा नाम सुशील कुमार दुबे, पुलिस फायर ब्रिगेड गांधीहाल से है। ऐसे ही
In the United States, President Donald Trump has affirmed that all tariffs imposed by his administration will remain in effect despite a ruling by a federal appeals court that declared most of the tariffs unlawful. On Friday, Trump described the decision by what he called a highly partisan appeals court as incorrect. The president said the tariffs are essential for the country's strength and warned that removing them would create financial weakness. He insisted that the United States would ultimately prevail in defending the tariff policy. Trump also emphasized that the nation would no longer tolerate large trade deficits or unfair barriers imposed by other countries. He warned that if the decision stands, it would, in his words, literally destroy the United States of America. Trump reiterated that tariffs remain the best tool to protect American workers and support companies producing made in America products. He criticized past administrations for allowing tariffs to work against the United States and vowed with the backing of the Supreme Court to continue using them for the nation's benefit. The White House defended the president's stance. Spokesperson Kush Desai said Trump had lawfully exercised powers granted by Congress to defend national and economic security, adding that tariffs remain in effect and the administration looks forward to ultimate victory. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent had earlier indicated that tariff negotiations with U.S. trading partners could be concluded by Labor Day, though the appeals court ruling has complicated the timeline. Meanwhile, a report by investment bank Jefferies noted that a steep 50% tariffs imposed on Indian goods stem largely from President Trump's personal frustration at not being allowed to mediate in the India-Pakistan conflict after their 4-day clash in May. The report said India has consistently refused third-party mediation. It also underlined agriculture as another sticking point, stressing that no Indian government can open the sector to U.S. imports because it supports nearly 250 million farmers and workers, around 40% of India's workforce. On April 2, Trump had announced sweeping new tariffs targeting around 60 countries or main trade blocs with major trade deficits, with the United States calling the location Liberation Day. The announcement marked the target largest U.S. tariff hike in nearly a century. In Tamil Nadu, the ICAR National Research Center for Banana in Tiruchirappalli has developed the world's first bioreactor system for large-scale production of banana planting materials. The center has already begun distributing the improved plants to farmers across the state. Dr. R. Selvarajan, director of the ICAR National Research Center for Banana, explained that the new technology called embryogenic cell suspension or ECS uses a bioreactor to multiply plants rapidly. From just 1 milliliter of cell suspension, as many as 1 lakh banana plants can be produced. Dr. Selvarajan said the method yields excellent results and significantly improves productivity. He added that the ultimate aim is to achieve production of 60 million tons of bananas, which he said is possible through the adoption of this technology.
Dr. Selvarajan, Director, National Research Center for Banana. This is one of the institute under Indian Council of Agricultural Research. Here what you are seeing is tissue culture banana. And all you know, India is #1 in the world in the production of banana. We produce 38 million tons of banana from little less than 1 million hectares. And this was possible because of the introduction of the tissue culture technology. Till date, 150 tissue culture companies are in India, producing approximately 300 million tissue culture plants every year. That is using a shoot tip culture. But now we have come out with a new technology called cell suspension derived plants, that is using a bioreactor. In this technology, we take male bud as an explant, immature inflorescence as an explant, and we produce from 1 ml of cell suspension, we can produce 1 lakh plants. So we can produce with a little quantity, we can produce lot of embryos, millions of embryos and millions of plant. This new technology we have patented, and this patented technology is only from our institute, National Research Center for Banana. And using this technology, the cost of the tissue culture plants can be reduced by 5 times reduction in the cost of the plants. Like you get 20 rupees per plant means we can produce 5 rupees per plant. So this tissue culture bioreactor based embryogenic tissue culture plants, it gives very good yield, uniform harvest, and it will give you more productivity. So in the Viksit Bharat 2047, our aim is to produce 60 million tons, and definitely it is possible using this technology to reach 60 million tons of banana by 2047 in the same area what we are growing.
That's all for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.